OCTA research team flags at least 3 areas in the Visayas and Mindanao, as well as Palawan, due to the recent surge in COVID-19 infections.
I think they could consider moving to a stricter quarantine kahit sila yung mag-implement yan. And to make sure yung mga paligid ng LGUs to medyo have tighter border controls.
Vaccinations using Pfizer shots from the COVAX facility begin today in key cities across Metro Manila. President Duterte visits Davao City on Tuesday and condemns the recent attack from the Bangsamoro Islamic freedom fighters in Datu Paglas, Maguindanao.
Kung hindi ko mapigilan, and there will be an all-out offensive, yan na ang problema. And if I give the order, I will no longer withdraw it.
A low pressure area was spotted off the coast of Davao. And NBC drops the Golden Globes as some big studios announced that they will boycott the awards. Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. The OCTA research team says areas of concern in the central and southern parts of the country should impose stricter quarantine measures. Earlier, the group flagged Bacolod, Cagayan de Oro, and Puerto Princesa as areas of concern in terms of caseload and virus transmission rates. In an interview with 1PH sa Totoo Lang, OCTA team member Professor Guido David said these areas should consider imposing stricter movement and border controls to prevent any more surges in nearby provinces.
Sa Cagayan de Oro, hindi pa naman ganun kataas yung attack rate. Pero sa mga places like Puerto Princesa, Zamboanga City, medyo mataas na yung attack rate, lalo na Zamboanga City, tumataas na yung cases. So I think they could consider moving to a stricter quarantine kahit sila yung mag-implement yan. And to make sure yung mga paligid ng LGUs to medyo have tighter border controls.
David also urged the government to retain the NCR Plus bubble, despite the recent downtrend in cases. He said maintaining a bubble will help contain the virus and prevent a repeat of the recent outbreaks not just in the bubble, but in nearby areas as well.
Yung mga ibang surrounding areas nasa GCQ or nasa MGCQ, the danger is baka hindi ganun ka-strict yung mga yung mga protocols doon. So pag may NCR resident na may dalang virus na punta sa province, dahil hindi na ganun ka-strict yung border controls natin, may danger na mag-spread siya doon ng virus. And then, tayo naman, nag-heal na rin yung NCR.
Vaccinations using Pfizer shots are set to begin later today. At 9 a.m., Makati and San Juan residents will be receiving their first dose of Pfizer vaccines. Inoculations in Makati will be held at the Makati Medical Center, while vaccinations in San Juan will be done at the Phil Oil Flying V Center. Recall that the government received about 200,000 doses of Pfizer vaccines from the COVAX facility last Monday. These doses will be distributed in Metro Manila, Cebu City, Davao City, and other major cities that can handle the required temperature of -70 degrees Celsius. With the country under a state of calamity due to African swine fever, the government can now tap more funds to help the crippled local hog industry. Although for some stakeholders, the state needs to do more to prevent another pork holiday. Shaila Francisco reports.
After nearly 2 years, President Duterte has finally placed the entire country under a state of calamity due to the African swine fever outbreak. Proclamation 1143 takes effect immediately and will last for 1 year unless lifted earlier. The Philippine Association of Meat Processors welcomes this, saying that any proposed adjustments in their selling prices won't push through despite more expensive raw materials. For their part, local producers are upset over the non-inclusion of a 10,000 peso indemnity fund for racers whose hogs will be culled due to ASF.
Kaya ang purpose ng ating pagiging ng state of calamity, even ng mga senador, ay para mabigyan ng tamang pondo ang pagpigil sa African swine fever at kasama riyan yung indemnification.
Agriculture Secretary William Dar insists that the indemnification was already addressed through its insurance program. The DA says that a proclamation will help them access fund and resources to repopulate local hogs and at the same time bring down pork prices.
There will be more resources. When we say resources, a variety of government assets from farms, equipment, transportation, facilities, as well as manpower and personnel. So maraming tulong-tulong.
As for imports, President Duterte has also signed Executive Order 133, increasing the minimum access volume to 254,210 metric tons, as agreed upon by the Senate and the government's economic managers. While local producers are amenable to this, they hope that the government will ensure that the supply will only go to areas experiencing pork shortage.
Alam po natin ang Visayas, Mindanao is meron tayong surplus. Baka naman po papasok pa sa Visayas, Mindanao yung mga dumadating na imported at mga parating pa.
For now, local producers are calling for the release of the amended Executive Order 128, raising the tariffs on pork imports.
Kung yan i-dribble nila at tatagal ng 3 buwan, abay, nagkakalukuhan. Galit na naman nila lahat ang magbababoy. Baka sumama magmamano kay Atty. Insyong. Ay magkaroon ng pig holiday at saka chicken holiday.
But the DA said they are not encouraging pork and chicken producers to stage a food holiday and instead they should wait for the amended EO. Shaila Francisco, VR1 News.
President Duterte appealed to concerned sectors in Mindanao to work towards achieving peace in the region. Speaking to soldiers and local officials in Cotabato City, Duterte said he cannot afford to wage an all-out war against rebel groups, as this would threaten the safety of civilians. He also condemned the recent attack by the Bangsamoro Islamic freedom fighters in Maguindanao. Duterte appealed for intervention in the region, saying he wants these matters to be resolved peacefully.
Kung hindi ko mapigilan, and there will be an all-out offensive, yan na ang problema. And if I give the order, I will no longer withdraw it. If they continue to kill civilians, and if they continue to kill the hostages of the town, and if they continue to kill my soldiers, I will be forced to do what is necessary. Hate them.
The president also said that he was at his wit's end in trying to resolve the conflict in Mindanao. He says he might just leave it to the next president to achieve what he couldn't during his term.
I will wait for the next president to do what he wants with Mindanao. Kasi gusto ko talagang tapusin itong mga masasama. Total, we are ready to listen. We want to reconfigure Mindanao, tayo. We will do it. We just talk.
A low-pressure area, along with effects of the intertropical convergence zone, is causing scattered rain showers along Mindanao. To give us more details on today's weather, we have weather specialist Ariel Rojas joining us live from the Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center in Quezon City. Ariel, good morning. Could you tell us where the LPA is currently at?
Good morning, Charles. The low-pressure area was last located at 3 a.m. Today at 495 kilometers east of Davao City. This low-pressure area has a very slim chance of developing into a tropical cyclone. And as you have mentioned, it is embedded along the Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITZZ, which is bringing cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Mindanao. Flash floods or landslides are possible during moderate to at times heavy rains. The rest of the country, including Metro Manila, will continue to experience warm and humid weather conditions with chances of isolated thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and in the evening. The maximum temperature today in Metro Manila will reach 34 degrees Celsius, in Cebu City 33 degrees Celsius, and in Davao City 32 degrees Celsius. Apart from this LPA, we are not monitoring any other weather disturbances that may form within or enter the Philippine area of responsibility in the next 3 to 5 days. That's the latest from Pag-asa. This is Ariel Rojas. Good morning.
Thanks for that update. That was Pag-asa weather forecaster Ariel Rojas. On now to entertainment news, NBC is dropping the Golden Globes. Amid public outcry and some big stars returning their Globes, the network says the Hollywood foreign press should take time to make things right. MJ Marfori with the rest of the story.
Cancelled! The National Broadcasting Company won't air the Golden Globes next year. The awards handler, Hollywood Foreign Press Association, has been in hot water for months. For one, not even one of the 87 member body is black. A Los Angeles Times investigative report had also shown that some members allegedly received preferential treatment. While the HFPA has promised to diversify its lineup, big studios such as Netflix, Amazon, and Warner Brothers are now boycotting the awards. Hollywood A-lister Tom Cruise returned his 3 Globes, including his Best Actor win for Born on the 4th of July. Other stars have released strong statements, including Mark Ruffalo and Scarlett Johansson. Should the HPFI commit to reforms, NBC is hopeful that the Golden Globes can resume in 2023. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 10 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.